Hey there, YouTube. Welcome to Monday's edition of The Breakfast Club. I'm Got That Funk. I'd like to thank you for joining me. I have to apologize to my friend Nathan Brendan Masters. He's brought up the topic for this week, which is, are we entitled to free entertainment online? And his video went into some detail about his views on that, and everybody's made some pretty good responses before me so far. So I apologize to Nathan because unfortunately, mate, I'm not going to be able to give you as thought out of an answer as I might like to. Over the past week, I have broke up with my girlfriend and moved house. I spent the past 3 days moving stuff out of my old place into this new flat. So I haven't been in a good headspace because of my romantic issues, and I have been really, really busy moving everything I own and cleaning up the old place and stuff like that. So I apologize if this video isn't quite up to the par that I might like it to be. Now, Nathan, you talked about whether we're entitled to free entertainment online. And my short answer to that would be no. I do believe if you're on a subscription service, then obviously you're paying for it, and therefore that's fine. Websites that don't have subscription fees, as far as I'm concerned, if people want to use those websites and they're not doing anything illegal by doing so, no problem. And you could say, well, some of those websites are illegal if you're streaming movies or whatever. Well, it's illegal to smoke pot as well. And it's on that sort of level that I take that kind of infraction. Some laws don't necessarily serve the function that they're supposed to. I absolutely understand the desire to protect both practically and commercially your creative output. However, until we develop a situation online where you can basically, the problem with online is that you can do things online that you can't do in the real world. Certainly not with anywhere near the ease or the lack of probability of getting caught. Therefore, people will do what they're going to do. And again, I want to compare it to marijuana. I mean, pot's been illegal my whole life, and yet, if people want it bad enough, they're going to smoke it, and they'll all be damned. So I don't think that. I think it's the capability of being able to do stuff makes it more likely that people are going to do it, and especially when they can see little to no ill consequences for doing so. Now, as regards Nathan's argument about people making content on YouTube are concerned, I've said for years now that I've never begrudged anybody for trying to make a buck through their YouTube channel, whether that's from e-begging or Patreon or monetizing their videos or whatever. I myself have never monetized my channel, and I will never monetize my channel. I will never have a Patreon. I will never ask my subscribers for money. At least I certainly wouldn't ask my subscribers for money so that I could keep making videos. For me, and I am speaking only for myself, I make videos on YouTube because I want to, and I don't want anything to compromise the content that I'm making. And by compromise, I mean I never, ever, ever want to consider whether or not a video that I want a topic that I want to talk about is going to be popular or not, or controversial or not. It's been my observation that a lot of channels, not all of them, my friend Bionic Dance is a notable exception to this, but a lot of channels, once they start monetizing, they will court controversy on purpose, because that way you get more views, and the more views you get, the more your channel can grow, and the more your channel grows, the more income you get. So, I do understand the urge to be sort of, controversial or edgy, whatever. And sometimes I can be that way on my videos, but I don't want to be that way so that I can get more views, make a bit of money, etc., etc. I only want to talk about a topic if I want to talk about it, and hopefully the audience will keep clicking my videos. Now, YouTube's algorithms deliberately disadvantage channels like mine who don't monetize, and I just have to put up with that. There's nothing I can do about it. And the algorithm system does favor channels that monetize, and it favors channels that are bigger in terms of those subscribers and total view counts. So in that regard, there's no hope for my channel to grow. and I don't begrudge it because it is a passion of mine. I just like making videos. I like being able to be part of the conversations that I see. And I don't think that I need to be paid for my hobby. Now, for some people, YouTube isn't a hobby. It's a significant revenue stream coming in. And I can understand how you might be annoyed by people using ad block and whatever else. But regards being entitled to free entertainment on the internet itself is so vast that I think in a nutshell I would say no, you're not entitled to free entertainment. However, if you're able to get it, I wouldn't begrudge anybody for getting it for free. I certainly wouldn't think them as bad people because they chose to take advantage of loopholes. As regards to YouTube in particular, like I say, I've never begrudged anybody for wanting to make money on their channel. And how hard or easy that is, if that's a factor for you in determining whether or not you want to carry on, that's totally down to the individual. Again, I find that not having to consider whether or not my videos are going to make me money takes an awful lot of pressure off in terms of what I want to say, what I want to produce, how I want to produce it, and how it's presented. So there's that. And I'm the same way with my own artwork. I mean, I've got paintings all over the place that I used to do quite frequently, and I've given dozens and dozens and dozens of paintings away over the years. So I don't necessarily operate under the same principles mentally, right? I don't necessarily think that you ought to be paid for your creative efforts necessarily. I mean, it's nice to be paid for your creative efforts, but if your creative efforts are something that you want to do because you feel passionately about doing it, like for me, the paintings, I just like to paint, man. I don't necessarily want to fill up my house with paintings I'm never going to sell, or wait for my paintings to sell before I can make new paintings to take up the space. I was just more than happy to give them away, you know? So I'm probably the wrong guy. I'm probably just a little too lackadaisical when it comes to the issues of money. Money doesn't really control my thinking to any large degree. Never has done. And I think that the push towards wanting to, make a buck and sort of normalize this attitude that, people who make videos on YouTube ought to be or deserve to be compensated for their effort. No. If people choose to throw a few bucks at you through Patreon or whatever, good for you and good for them. I don't disparage that at all. But I do think, frankly, that, I don't have to watch the TV commercials when they come on the TV. Every TV for the past 30 years plus has had a remote control that goes with it. And when those commercials come on, bam, you change the channel. Sorry about that. I live right in the middle of town now. Anyway, yeah, so it's not like you're forced to watch commercials when you're watching television. You can turn the channel, you can turn the sound off. I really don't know anybody who actually sits and watches the commercials waiting for the show to come back on. People always do other stuff when the commercials come on. What's the difference with ad block? What's the difference? I don't see the difference. Anyway, those are my thoughts. I wish, again, I could be a little bit more sort of thorough. I apologize for that, even though I have rambled on for nearly 9 minutes. Anyway, up next on The Breakfast Club is Sister Danger. Let's look forward to seeing what she's got to say. Any and all comments on this video are welcome. Let's have a conversation down below, and I'll see you again next week. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.